Ken, Christina, and Melanie are joining us talking about a very difficult topic. But Lorna, this is one that we need to shed light onto because of the stigma that's attached. So many families are ripped apart by suicide. And it's so refreshing to meet this family. They've been through such a horrible, horrible situation, yet there's hope.
Yeah. Melanie, Christine, and Ken, you determined that you were going to tell Gordon's story. Mm-hmm. What do you wish you knew ahead of time? Like, as you look back on this journey.
I guess just, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I guess just at the time, I didn't really know too much about depression and sort of what happens in that person's daily life and what's going on in their head and that. And I guess now I'm much more educated, and I think that's a big part of our drive, is to educate people on that it's not just a bad feeling, it's a brain chemistry imbalance. And I think I feel like that's something that you need to know when you're dealing with somebody who has those kinds of thoughts.
That's a great line, not just a bad feeling. Mom, how about you, Christine?
That's just it. You know, I wish that I had been able to help other people like Gordon before having this. If you have cancer, somebody's not going to tell you, take an aspirin or get over it or, you know, get dressed and let's go for a walk or cheer up. And so we shouldn't be doing that with somebody who has mental health issues either, because it's not as simple as give your head a shake. And I think that's, you know, we have the answer to depression. We have the cure. It's not something that we're trying to find. We just have to get this stigma and get this horrible...
Okay, I'm glad you say that with such clarity. How would you explain what the answer and the cure is?
Depression can be a chemical imbalance in your brain. It's just a pill. It's just medication.
And did Gordon, do you think there was a reason why he delayed? Like, what are the barriers to getting that kind of treatment?
Oh, you don't want anybody at work to find out. You don't want your friends to find out. And then you're psycho, or you're all of those horrible, you know, things that you call people who are not with all their mental capabilities, and it's wrong. It's just we have to love each other, and we have to realize that we're not going to solve this until we get rid of the stigma. And the horrible thing is we have the cure.
All right.
So, Ken,
Yes.
what would you say to people that are watching today that have gone through a very dark time like your family? Because there's prevention, and we need to be looking at that, but there's also those that have experienced this. What would you say to them?
I think the one thing that I learned through the experience, like going through this, I shared this at shortly after Gordon passed with my church family, is the importance of condolences and that kind of thing. I know when I've been in a situation where I've given condolences to someone, you really have that feeling inside that's not enough. Like it's you don't know what to do, and you'll hear that people, what can I do? I don't know what to do, and what can I say? And when it comes to suicide, people often will avoid that altogether. But the light we've seen in our church family has never changed. Like I've seen that light from the time I became a Christian in 2001, when I got involved with our church family. But the darkness changed. So in those dark hours, that light that we've seen in them shone the way for us. And they've been a big part of this journey. They've joined us in our fundraising. They've joined us in support. And what I would share with your group is condolences do matter. You know, just being there. It's not what you say, because that's very awkward.
Just to be there, right?
Yes. And I actually found it interesting that I was consoling other people. You know, I'm in the middle of my grief, and they're hurting with me, and I was consoling them. And certainly faith has made that experience more tolerable and bearable.
All right, well, you have got a beautiful campaign going around Gordon. We're going to put that up on the screen now.
Yep.
Here's how people can connect with the Debney family's campaign to do suicide awareness around the Hope line that is there. You have a professional mental health line at the Salvation Army that we are doing a wonderful push with today. This goes one step further, actually quite a few steps further than the prayer lines at 100 Huntley Street. These are mental health professionals that are on the Hope line at the Salvation Army for cases of mental health. What a wonderful remembrance for Gordon's memory. So thank you so much for being our voice into what is now Suicide Prevention Month in Canada and the discussion to have a national suicide strategy. Thank you, all of you, to the Debney family.
Thank you.